Important work-life moments. Watch the interaction between Jimmy and Sophia. I have an interesting text about important moments at work.
Great!
Let's practice reading. Can you read this aloud, please?
Sure.
Read the text.
We all reminisce about important moments in our lives, such as studying at school or university, getting our first car, or getting married and having a child. But what about our professional lives? Many rewarding and fulfilling moments happen during our careers. So, last week I asked our readers to share their most memorable moments at work worth celebrating. Let's take a look. The most special moment for me was when I received my first paycheck. I started working at a car factory when I was 21, and I loved it. The salary wasn't great, but I remember the excitement of having my own money that I worked hard for. I didn't buy anything exciting with it. I think I spent most of it on boring things like work clothes and helping my parents pay the rent. But it didn't matter. I was happy. Kevin, London, UK. I will never forget becoming a team leader at my last job. I felt so proud. Advancing in your career can be difficult when you work at a competitive company, but I worked hard for 3 years and finally my boss offered me the position of team leader in the finance department. It felt great to have more responsibilities and a more important role at the company. Rachel, Washington, US. The experience I celebrated the most was getting a pay rise. After working on my job as a sales representative for 2 years, I decided to ask my manager for a higher salary. I was so nervous and I didn't know what she would say, but when I asked her, she was really understanding and agreed to increase my pay the next month. My colleague asked me, "Did you feel embarrassed asking for more money?" And I said yes. But more importantly, in my opinion, did I deserve it? Yes. Daniel, Sydney, Australia. The scariest but best moment in my work life was when I quit my job and retrained for another career. I always wanted to be a chef, but I didn't have the confidence to do it. Then, one day I was so depressed going to work that I decided it was time for a change. I handed in my notice to my boss that day and then enrolled on a course to become a chef the week after. It was a great decision because now I love going to work every day. Delia, Santiago, Chile.
Did you like the text?
Yes, it was really interesting.
Good. Let's look at some reading comprehension questions to check your understanding.
Okay.
Read the statement and select which person it applies to. Kevin, Rachel, Daniel, or Delia. 1. This person's important moment was receiving more money for the job. Try again. Correct. In the text, Daniel refers to getting a pay rise and a higher salary. Two. This person's important moment was changing to a new job at the same company. Correct. In the text, Rachel talks about her boss offering her the position of team leader in the company. 3. This person's important moment was changing to a completely different job in a different industry. Correct. In the text, Delia talks about how she changed her career to become a chef. Four. This person's important moment was receiving money after recently starting to work. Correct. In the text, Kevin talks about receiving his first paycheck and the excitement of having his own money. The lesson is concluded.